You can look at it, you get a temperature gauge on every critical key function and component of the business, all in one flat image so that you can get an understanding of what's happening and really get a temperature. And like you said, you can quickly identify, okay, I need to spend some more time here. We've got a gap. And you can get ahead of it before you're seeing it a month and a half later.
That's exactly right. And I've got teams right now that have really struggled in generating leads. They said, this has got to be on our scorecard. We've got to figure out a way to ensure that we have a certain number of leads and we're closing or converting on this number of leads to continue driving this business moving forward. That's got to be a critical component on our weekly leadership team meeting scorecard to ensure that we're either on track or we're off track. We're exceeding it or we're under it. And then again, we need then to resolve that issue and figure out as a leadership team or as a larger team, what are we going to do to get that back on track? I have some of my teams, accounts receivable is a huge problem. They've got $300,000 to $500,000 every month that they haven't, they performed the work, but they haven't received the money,
Mhm.
and they're struggling making payroll, and yet the money is out there. That may be something there that says, hey, we know what our payroll number is. We have our cash balance as a company so that we know that we can always pay our bills. What's an acceptable accounts receivable number? What are the inputs that are coming in that achieve the outputs or goals that we need to keep this business moving forward and solvent for the greater good of everybody that works here? And so, again, to your point, this is our temperature gauge. It just gives us the high level of what's working and what's not. And the beauty of 13 weeks of history at a glance is it helps us see trend lines and patterns develop in this organization that we can really kind of dig in and go, what happened during this time? Was there something that was happening within the sales department or a service department that we can really dig into and identify?
Yeah, love that.
The second component on the data was measurables, and this is really that every department or division, as we migrate this discipline through the organization, every department has an individual scorecard for their department or division, and then every person in the organization has a measurable. A measurable is just a goal that I as an employee am responsible for keeping on track each week, and that's what drives discipline, focus, and accountability at every level of the organization. And again, I talked about when your vision, people, and your data components are crystal clear, all your issues just tend to rise to the surface. You become a transparent organization.